So I've been seeing a lot of comments, and especially people coming out to my stream saying that the last couple of videos have been very informative, very well done, and it's time to go ahead and do a little bit of a swap up. That way you guys can't get too spoiled with the content over on the ZTL channel. That's right, we're going to do a little bit of a prediction video talking about the upcoming summer event, Summer 9, that's going to be hitting the JP version of the game in about the next month or two, if the last couple of years have been anything to go off of. And I actually do think I have some pretty good takes on who these summer servants are going to be. Obviously, I'll tell you just some servants that I would like to see, but I think there is a very obvious direction they're going to be taking Summer 9 this year. And before you're very worried about spoilers and you don't want anything ruined for content we don't have on the NA side of things, do not worry. If I'm going to get into spoiler territory, I'll give you a little bit of a warning with a light or a heavy spoiler. Light spoilers later on in the video might be people that are in some future events that you probably know about, but just in case you don't, I'll give you a heads up. And if it's kind of like a major spoiler, something that I don't think you should expect to see, I will make it abundantly clear. So, as per usual, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's start getting into this. So, one of the very strange things about Summer 9 is ever since about New Year's, they have been telling us that you need to finish Lost Belt 7 before you can participate in Summer 9. Now, here is the really strange thing about this. Every other summer event, and you can go double check this because I had to do it myself, only requires you to finish Fuyuki, which you might not think is all that odd until you think about, say, last year's summer. That was essentially a sequel to Lost Belt 6. I mean, think about the servants we got for that event. Anniversary was basically Summer Morgan, who was featured in that event. We had Summer Castoria, Summer Barghest, Summer Sith, Summer Melusine, and Summer Nocnaria. That is 6 servants taking up the slots, and also the anniversary slot, to be present in that event. And it still didn't require you to be up to date on Lost Belt 6 because, sure, they at least threw in Summer Suzuka and Summer Chloe. You know, that makes it okay. It's not fully Lost Belt 6 focused, right? But that has been one of the first summers that I think up to date has really had an important story event because, I mean, Summer 1, we're building a resort. Summer 2 is a race. Summer 3 is, I guess, a BB resort thing, I guess. We can kind of go back to that, I suppose. Summer 4 is kind of about Musashi and all the different Swordmaster stuff. 5 is kind of a horror story, if you want to take that angle, I guess. Kind of a zombie thing as well. You got that in there. 6, we're just chilling on Treasure Island. And then 7, the upcoming one, is just kind of theme park based. You build up a theme park. But this last one was kind of like a goofy event, but featured a lot of nods to Lost Belt 6. Now, again, I'm not going to say what those nods are in case you want to, find those out for yourself. But that leads me to believe that we might see similar events happen in this upcoming summer event, and they don't want people that haven't finished Lost Belt 7 to get spoiled on the story. There's also this very weird thing that we have kind of figured out as a community, that there seems to be this quote-unquote requirement for a summer servant that they have to be out for 2 years. You'll see somebody say, oh, will Kukulkan be in the summer event this year? And people say, no. She came out last New Year's, basically, or I guess last January. So that's a little bit too soon. She'd be next summer or something along those lines. But as they're breaking the rule for only having to have beaten Fuyuki to get into this event, that might also change. And I don't think it's a coincidence that this is happening right after they're quote-unquote fixing the spaghetti code in the game, because they're doing this big update. That's why they're running the 2 back-to-back reruns so they can kind of fix up the game a little bit. So I don't know if that's just a coincidence that they happen to be changing up summer right after they're doing this big update. So that being said, light spoilers ahead. I'm going to mention some of the servants that I think could get summer versions going into Summer 9 if it's going to be Lost Belt 7 based. Now, I know a lot of people will be happy to hear, I think this would include getting Summer Kukulkan. She is way too prevalent in Lost Belt 7 to not get a summer version. Same thing for Tlaloc, I'm not going to list any of the other names because that might be heavy spoilers for some people. I mean, she's a pretender, so yeah, go figures. There's other things that she's going by. But I think she would also get one. I think this finally lets us maybe not get Summer Ereshkigal, but maybe Summer Ereshkigal Alter, as, you know, that's the skin we get for Lost Belt 7. Same thing for maybe a big Benny Enma, because the larger Benny Enma Alter is in the Lost Belt. Nidokris Alter, I think, is also ripe to get a summer version. Same thing for Ketz, since Kukulkan and Ketz have those similarities, people kind of attribute them towards one another. I think we could see her getting a summer version. Now, major spoilers real quick, because this is going to be kind of a big thing that I'm expecting not a lot of people to see coming in Lost Belt 7. But I do think this is the year we could see a summer Koyenskaya, because yes, even though Tunguska Sanctuary looked like it was the finale for Koyenskaya, she does appear in Lost Belt 7. That's why she gets the costume, right? Because she appears with a new outfit without the fluffy cape and everything. I think this could be the year that we see her appear in there, because now it's, you know, official. She's out and about and moving again, so it kind of makes sense. And you could say, why didn't we get that for the last summer? Well, clearly Nasu wanted to do a Lost Belt 6 summer thing, so now that that's freed up, someone else clearly has another idea wanting to require only finishing Lost Belt 7 to be able to get in here. So that might also be one of the reasons why they want you to get that far, to know that Koyenskaya is kind of out and about in some capacity. Now, that is quite a few servants. Obviously, I don't think we're going to get all of them. They would probably hit some of the high notes. Maybe they wouldn't let Kukulkan get in, because maybe they would abide by that 2-year rule, but I think that's a little arbitrary anyway. Why abide by that? You know, if you know the character is popular, go ahead and cash in and make them a summer servant. I'm not gonna care, you know. If a servant I like gets their introduction into the game and then immediately gets a summer servant, dude, I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna be summoning. But you also got to consider that even though the last one was really heavily inspired by Lost Belt 6, there were only 4 Lost Belt 6 summonable servants. You know, there was Melusine, there was Castoria, there was Bargus, and there was Sith, and then on Castoria's banner was Chloe and Suzuka. The free-to-play was also a Lost Belt 6 servant, but, you know, that's a free-to-play. You can kind of get away with that. And even though Summer Morgan is a part of the event, technically that's, you know, Ace the Savior, Tonalika, whatever you're going to call her, and Summer Morgan is just the last Ascension. So they might have been able to kind of finagle that one a little bit. But I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see that last major spoiler servant, you know, be introduced, Ereshkigal to come out for this one. And then either Kukulkan or Ketz, I don't think they would do both of them. And if they want to abide by the 2-year rule, it would probably be Ketz, which I'm perfectly fine with. But then we got to insert some non-Lost Belt 7 servants. And this is where we get into some of my own personal picks. Because again, Suzuka and Chloe pretty much have nothing to do with Lost Belt 6. You got to sprinkle in some non-related servants, so it's not just all of these guys. You know, that might be a little too ham-fisted throwing them all into the game at once. So some servants that I would like to see getting a summer version, the one that I think would be absolutely hilarious and that everybody would like is Archetype Earth, because not the fact that, you know, she's cute and everything, I mean, that's fine, but I think it would be hilarious for her to get a summer servant before being properly added to a story or an event. If you know, you know, and I think that would be so funny if they decided to do that. Now, aside from that, I would also really like a Kagetora or a Kenshin. I mean, there was literally a guy, I think years ago on the Reddit, that made sprites and different ascensions for Summer Kagetora. Just hire that guy, bring him on, call it a day. You know, that's perfectly fine with me. I think Bradamante would make a great summer servant. I mean, she's already kind of a bait servant. We all know the NP I'm referring to. I mean, you guys already made her extremely bait. You can just throw her out as a summer servant and fully deep dive down into that. I mean, just fully go into it, lean fully into that, all right? Huion, I think, is another one you could really use, because Huion didn't seem super popular during the beginning of her event, but then we started getting some more expressions, some different CEs that made her look really cute, and I think we could really lean into that, and personally, I just like Huion a lot, so that would be a fat dub for me. Atalanta is one that I'm surprised we don't have. You know, I mean, she's cute in my books, but she's not like one of the tippity-top people, but I mean, she's a cat girl, and don't like everybody like cat girls, just throw that in there for the summer event. I think that's perfectly fine. If you don't want to do that, you could use Nikki because she's kind of also like a little cat girl lady, so you could throw her in there. But then obviously the big ones that I've been really wanting is Medea and Medusa. Where are my Fate Stay Night characters? I mean, Artoria's got a summer outfit, Emiya's got a summer outfit, Ku better get the Hawaiian shirt this, summer or whatever. Gilgamesh has a summer outfit as his caster version. So if we're already leaning into some of these guys, where's my Medusa and my Medea? If I have to choose one, I'm going to choose Medea, but I'll take either one of them. They're both great. And I know I've really incited a Medusa versus Medea, like war in the comments down below. Maybe I'll throw a poll in the top right corner of the screen for summer Medusa or summer Medea. But yeah, I thought the beginning portion was a little bit interesting because I did kind of think about this, talked about it with a couple of people in the server, then also talked about it with a couple of friends of mine as well. And then after sitting on it for a bit, I also was just like, man, I should just organize all of my thoughts and then just make a video out of this because I think this could feasibly happen. But just watch that we end up getting Summer Ophelia, Summer Akuta, not Yume Ren, just Akuta straight up. Then we also get, I don't know, Summer Wotamine, we get Summer Kadok, Summer Beryl, because I know everybody will love that one. And then Summer David. Just throw out all the cryptors. Maybe it's just something completely random. Maybe it's Summer Olga. Maybe it's the alien priestess lady in a swimsuit or something. And she's like, you know what? The whole time I just wanted to enjoy summer vacation. Maybe that's the whole point of part 2. Who knows? Summer Goetia. Just throw it out there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And I will catch you guys in the next one with probably another more informative video, but I had to do something kind of fun. My brain has been working overdrive trying to make these videos as accurate as I possibly can get them. So sometimes I need a little bit of a break and I need to do a little bit of a discussion video just for fun. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.